When you're observing the old self, you are no longer the program. Now you are the consciousness observing the program. And that's when you begin to objectify your subjective self. Most of the people who are unsatisfied with their lives have a very similar lifestyle. They get up on the same side of the bed every single day, do the same chores, eat the same kind of food, go to their workplace through the same route, work on the same computer or machines, head back home through the same route, eat the same dinner, and go to sleep on the same side of the bed again. Their life is like this set programmed commands put in a loop. There is nothing that can break the loop because there's nothing exceptional ever happening in their lives. This is because we have two selves in us. One is our subjective self, that is our body and our habits. And then there's our objective self, which is our consciousness, our mind, our soul. The subjective self is the doer. The objective self is the creator. The subjective is the executor, while the objective self is the programmer. But in most of our cases, what we do is we get into a specific program so deep that we start to disregard the capabilities of our objective self. We start to execute the same program on a loop because that is what seems easy for us. And thus, we put our objective self, our consciousness, the controller, the creator on standby. We don't let our natural thought-provoking part of the brain control us, and we become robots. Perfect robots that are really good at what they do, but they are only good at what they do. The objective self lets you create things that you are good at. The consciousness lets you explore potential things that you might be good at. The mind lets you think of ways to be good at new things. But your subjective self confines you in the same old routine. Now, if you are one of those who are stuck inside this loop program, but while you lie on your bed, you wish for the next day to be different for you, then you have the potential. You have the potential to be different. You have the potential to do different, and you have the potential to create something different. And here is how. When you are creating something, the end result depends on an initial choice. The outline, the mold you choose at the beginning of the creation decides what shape you are going to get at last. And if you keep choosing the same mold, you cannot expect something unique. You can't expect a new result. You cannot expect a new consequence of that same action. In school, when the result of a maths problem turned out to be wrong, the teacher used to tell us, go through the questions all over again. And if you still can't find what went wrong, try solving the problem with a different approach. Redo the calculation and just don't look at the previous page. And that is how you get out of a loop. You forget the past and start on a new path. And to make you do so, you need someone like your teacher. When it comes to life decisions, the student and the teacher both reside into you. Your subjective consciousness is the student and your objective self is the teacher. There will be moments when your subjective self will fail to solve problems. There will be times when it will keep getting the wrong answer, oblivious of the fact that it is doing the same mistake again and again. These are the times when you must let your objective self step in. This is the time when you let the teacher guide the student. And there are times when the teacher will have to solve the problem himself because the student just can't follow the instruction for some reason. These are the times when you need to completely rely on your objective self. These are the times when you need to let your energies flow to the mind and become wave, leave the matter state for a while. These are the times when you will need to watch yourself as an outsider, as an observer, and as a judge. You will have to judge your own roots from the outside. And those who are able to do that are successful at objectifying their subjective self. They have the ability to differentiate between their consciousness and their materialistic behaviors, and they are able to let their objective self create the programs that their objective self follows. These people are not bound by the daily routine. They create their own path as they go. These people can judge their own mistakes, rectify them, and perfect their choices through assessments. These people are sorted with their decisions because they sort out their own decision-making tactics. And if you want to be one of these people, all you need to do is practice perception. The way you perceive yourself is the way you behave. If you see yourself as the doer, you will only do what you're supposed to do or told to do. If you see yourself as the programmer, the guide and the creator, you will create your own path and drive your own life on it. Don't see yourself as a car that's traveling down a path. See yourself as the driver who's driving the car of your life down a road. The steering wheel is in your hand. There is no fixed way. You know the destination. Choose your way. Drive your life and reach your own destination. It is said that the closest a human can get to godhood is when he creates something. It is when he programs something. It is when he steers something. And that is exactly why it is so important to control your own life. After the divine, humans are the only creature that has the gift of thoughts, that has the gift of consciousness, that has the gift of imagination. After the divine, only humans can create something that can save and take lives. And you, just like every other human being, are a recipient of these gifts. Having the power of controlling and creating and programming everything, you must use them to first program your own life. You, just like every algorithm has a start, a wrong start, so does your life. Many algorithms are flawed in their initial stages. They are not perfect, they are made perfect. And that making perfect did not happen in a day. It took many attempts, many mistakes, and many wasted sheets to finally create a flawless algorithm. What makes you think that your life will be any different? What makes you think that if it is not flawless at the initial state, it will never be perfect? All you have to do is keep trying. You will spend time, effort, waste sheets, and will still fail. But every failed output, you will get one step closer to perfection. With every failed attempt, one wire of the circuit will be connected right. And after you are done, every piece will be in place. Everything you will be doing will start to make sense, because the programming of your life will then be your decision. You will be creator, the programmer. Your objective self will look at your subjective self as an executor for the programs, but it won't be stuck in a loop. The task is much harder than it sounds though. Your objective self is your own mind, your own consciousness, your own soul, and it is much harder to tame than your subjective self. You need a lot of determination, a lot of self-control, and above all, self-awareness. But this is the key to success. All those who have ever been able to control their own self have been able to control their lives as well. Because once you start creating your own path, there is no way anything else can put you on a wrong path. Once you found your inner controller, once you find your inner creator, everything will be a part of your creation. You will be the director of every aspect of your life. You will neither be dependent nor misguided. You will find your destination and you will find your success. But above all, you will find yourself. You will find your strength and you will understand what your powers are. And once you realize how powerful you have always been, you will find the reason of your existence. And that day, my friend, will be the day you will become a true human being, the creature closest to godhood.